Hi guys, in this video I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to complete this assignment at home if you are doing it at home. This is the Let's Make a Baby on paper assignment that we do in child development, just a quick little activity where we're learning about genetics and how those traits are presented when you're born or when you're making a baby. So what we're going to do, this is the worksheet that you have in class that you did with a partner. If you are doing this at home, you do need to find a partner to do this with. And then here are the instruction sheets, which you can also find in Canvas, okay? So first things first, you are going to find your partner and you are going to write the parents' names of the partnership, okay? Now, obviously, biologically, you have to have a biological male and a biological female to be able to make a baby. However, I understand that, especially in my classroom setting, I don't have enough like boy-girl pairings. So I don't really care if you partner boy-boy, girl-girl, but one person does have to be represent the father and one does have to represent the mother. So if you're doing this at home and like your siblings helping out or whatever, and it's fine. So but one of you has to represent the boy, and one has to represent the father, and one has to represent the mother. So for this example, we'll just go that our parents are going to be Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, because why not? Okay, now if you read the instructions here, okay, they can be kind of confusing, but honestly, if you just follow my video along, you'll be able to keep up pretty easily. The very first thing you're gonna do after you have your parents' names here, like the parents of the worksheet, is you're going to have whoever is representing the father flip the coin, because the father does determine the gender of the baby. And so the father is going to flip one coin, and if you read your instructions, if the coin lands heads up, the baby is female. If the coin lands tails up, the baby is male. So whoever is the father in this scenario is going to flip the coin. And I got tails, and so the sex of the baby is going to be male. And then you would go through and like name your baby's name, okay? And then you are going to do the time and date of birth is whatever day you're doing this assignment. You're gonna write the date, that's the day your baby was born. And then the time of birth is going to be when you are finished flipping your coins, okay? So, and then my example, obviously I am by myself, and so I don't have a partner to help me flip, but you would obviously be doing this with two different people if you're doing this assignment at home. So what you're going to do is, it does tell you that you need to get 3 textbooks and make like a well to throw your coins into. That's simply just to help so coins don't fly everywhere. You don't necessarily need to get 3 textbooks or to, put your coins into something. So at this point now, you're each going to flip one time, and you're going to get either heads or tails, and your combination is going to go in this column, okay? So for the shape of face, pretend this is 2 different people flipping. I got heads and heads. So heads and heads in that column, in that box, and then we're just gonna keep going. Tails and heads. Heads and heads. We're on the widow's peak now. Tails and heads. Ah, dropped my penny. Hold on, sorry. There we go. Heads and heads. Heads and tails. Heads and heads. And you're gonna do that all the way down. I'm not gonna do this for the entire video because this is just a tutorial, okay? Then what is this right here is called your baby's phenotype. So in the worksheet, it says our baby's genotype and then our baby's phenotype. A genotype is the combination of the genetic code. So in this activity, our coins are representing that. And so that's why you put the heads or the tails heads in this column right here. Then our phenotype is what is portrayed, okay? So I would then flip my packet when I'm done, and I'm going to find the heads for the shape of the face, which is right here. Dominant is both heads. Hybrid is where it's 1 heads and 1 tail, and recessive is both tails. So the shape of my baby's face is going to be round. And I'm going to write round. Cleft chin is tails heads, so that's going to be the present one. and I'm going to write present. Texture of hair is heads, heads. So the baby's hair is going to be curly, which makes sense. Taylor Swift is the mother. So we're gonna go curly. And then widow's peak was tails, heads, which is present, okay? And you'll do that all the way through, okay? So we're gonna write present here. And then you would do that all the way down, and so you'd have your combinations here and then what it presented here. Then when we get to this right here, this is a little bit complicated, so I don't want to explain it to the point where it's confusing, but you just need to understand that it's a little bit more complicated when your genetic code is combining to figure out your eye color, hair color, and skin color. It does happen instantly. However, it is a little bit more complicated than the rest of the genes, okay? So for this one, you each have to flip 3 times. And so you're going to get a combination of 6 heads or tails right here. And then you're going to, write what that is. So I lost one of my pennies. I think it fell while I was doing this. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to grab another penny. Okay. And then I am going to flip those twice. And I got heads, tails, heads, tails, and then one more time. Heads, tails. Okay. I'm gonna do that one more time on the hair color just so you can understand for sure. Heads, heads. Tails, tails. And then one more flip, tails, tails. And that's gonna take us over to this combo right here. And so for my first one, I had 3 heads and 3 tails. And so that's going to put us at dominant right here. And the eye color for the baby is going to be hazel, okay? Then our hair color was 4 tails and 2 heads. So that means our baby's hair is going to be dark blonde, okay? This makes sense for, Taylor Swift's and Travis Kelce's baby. And then once I go through and I have this entire thing filled out with the genotype and the phenotype, and then I have that answer. Oh, so I'm sorry, I was gonna write hazel and then dark blonde. Okay. And then when we get to the end here, after it's completely filled out, you get to draw and color your baby. So I would put the parent's name again, and it's going to be Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. They had a boy. And I don't know what I would name it right now. I need to be clever. And then I would draw and color a picture of the baby. Now, I have done this assignment. Oh, there's my penny. I did do this assignment earlier as an example. And shocker, I used Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift as an example then too. But here's the finished one so you can get an idea of what the whole thing looks like. I found the other penny. So here is my completed paper for my full example. And as you can see, all of that is filled out. All of my traits are circled, okay? And then that is my finished baby, which I drew more in toddler form, but that's okay. And when you're looking at these, you can see that some of these traits are very dramatic. They're very man-like. You don't have to draw your baby to look like a full-grown adult. A lot of students do, and they end up looking really scary, which is fine. But this was, I kind of drew it more in like a childlike form, toddler form, okay? And I did name the baby Willow. If you get it, you get it. And that will be your complete assignment that you would turn into the box, or if you did this at home, you'd come bring it to my late box or absent box on my desk. But yeah, that's how you do your Let's Make a Baby on Paper assignment if you are doing this at home.